Hi everyone, this is Bitcoin 8-hour chart. Quite a messy little chart at present as we try and figure out what's going on. So let's just try and clean it up a little bit so it's a little easier to pay attention to. So we have this 60k level, of course, which we haven't tapped since we got out of this bear trap here at the beginning of July. But this moving average on the 8-hour, which I've been tracking, is of course clearly being respected by the traders at present and the price action. And because this whole zone is kind of local resistance, you can see what's happened. We were last there at the 15th of June. That's around 69.5, 69.4k. We finally came back up. We've tapped into this liquidity. All the selling activity is resumed. You can see this order block is now saturating overhead, and we haven't been able to get above the 200 MA. We came above it slightly because sellers, of course, wanted to tap that previous area, weren't quite able to get all the way up, so it's still a lower high. And now we've broken down from this ascending channel pattern and are currently bearishly retesting the lower end of the local resistance, hence why I've got these lower red lines, and that's between around 65.2 and 64.8. Okay, and we can only presume now we're going to have some downside. But you'll notice the order blocks are avoiding 60k at present, presuming we're going to maybe be in this upper part of the range following this bear track, meaning that we could see now 61.5k shore up as local support, and the order blocks are suggesting that, of course. So the fact that we've remained elevated above 60k and haven't come down to it for quite a while is, of course, keeping this range which we're in at present quite well defined above 60k. So there are trading opportunities here, and I still want to preach a little bit of caution here at this kind of area here, you know, between 62k and 61k. This whole order block, this is potentially local support. Yes, we do have the price action which is supporting this structure. The majority of the price action since June has stayed above this area, 61.5k give or take, but we are in a downtrend. We haven't managed to get above these moving averages, which means this whole area is opening up, and 60k seems likely. So a lot of these order blocks seem a little bit more short term, and if we switch to the daily chart, we get a more broader picture of what people are thinking. And again, this is where people are expecting a reversal from the bear market between 55 and 49k based on these order blocks. And if we start moving back down towards the 8-hour chart, you can see that there's this big chasm underneath these current levels. So what does this mean? What does this mean? Well, what it means is that if this level here at 61.5k, this whole kind of 62 to 61k sort of area doesn't hold, then we're dropping, right? We're coming back into this loose structure and we're coming down. So you could look at, of course, this level here, this lower level, as a potential option for a long here, because of course it is now acting as an invalidation line for bullish continuation, which is why these order blocks are saturating a little bit. But we have to be cautious here, of course. And if you are looking for a long to trade this range, you need to have smaller positions, and you need to be coming in as low down in this range as possible, which is close to 61.3k. Whereas on the short side, you can have a little bit more flexibility in terms of where you're coming in on. For example, right now, this bearish retest of this pattern, that could be a viable short trade given the fact that we've now lost this pattern, haven't managed to get above the moving average. But on the long side, positioning is key, and it wants to be as low as you can potentially to mitigate any risk, because it's just going to be a short-term trade, because of course until we have trend-based confirmation on the primary trend that we're no longer in a downtrend, which of course we still are, lower high compared to that, lower low compared to that, caution of course is advised on the long side. But that's Bitcoin.